Set my STEEZ not going on. Yes, Lord, bring you round 22, man. Deuce, double deuce. Tips, and it's quite interesting, bro. We're getting down to the wire, bro. Keep saying it every week. We're getting more and more clarity as teams lose their potential for being able to make top 8, top 4, and still tight though, nonetheless. And a couple of the spots, or most of the spots, to be honest. Be interesting to see. Obviously, every team has a different run home, and every team has a different degree of difficulty as far as these last 3 games will go. So it shall be quite interesting to see how each team handles the pressure of fighting for those spots, man. And some teams fighting for extra leeway as far as being able to lose one final if you make the top 4, and some teams obviously aren't going to be granted that luxury. So it'll be quite interesting, man. So let's get on to it. First game of round 22, we have the Hawks versus Collingwood, and this game is particularly important as hell for the Hawks, bro. I can't stress it enough. They have the toughest run home as far as the teams that are trying to keep their spot in the 8, man. They were dealt a big blow with injury with Will Day suffering another foot fracture with the same foot that has been holding him out for most of the season, or the large chunk of the season that he did miss. In my opinion, he's the best midfielder on the team. He definitely brings it, and then you definitely will feel that loss with him being out. So terrible time to lose him, especially when you have the stretch of games that you have to go through this to end the season to fight for this spot in the 8. Collingwood and Brisbane being the 2 toughest. So yeah, man. It's at the MCG, which isn't necessarily a home game for the Hawks. Going against the Pies. Pies, they fans show up everywhere, bro. No matter what, whether on the road, whether it's Gold Coast, you know. So wherever they are, bro, Collingwood travels well. So it's gonna be a tough game for the Hawks. They have all the added motivation in the world to be able to win this match, but I don't know if they'll quite be able to get the job done, man. Last week they lost to Adelaide, which was a very highly anticipated game for myself. It was a pretty decent game for sure, and Collingwood has been struggling. So this is definitely a gettable game for the Hawks. I'm just not quite sure what Collingwood will show up, or I mean, I guess you never know what Hawks will show up either. So it's definitely a toss-up in my opinion. I think just given the injuries, and I think I'm gonna just have to go Collingwood, bro. Collingwood definitely is in worse form over the last month or so. So the Hawks definitely have a shot. Their forward line is definitely potent. They have options galore up there. But I do think Collingwood, they can't be bad for long, bro. Like, I just don't expect them to be this bad, bro. Last week they lost to Brisbane. Brisbane is very good defensively right now at the moment. The pressure has been off the charts. And yeah, Brisbane really looks like they're wanted. So at the moment, I'm gonna tip Collingwood. Yeah, you never know though. It can go either way, but yeah, I just feel safer tipping Collingwood. Highly anticipated game, and I'm looking forward to this one. Next game we have Geelong versus Essendon, and we're picking Geelong. Don't know if I really need to explain this much, but Essendon isn't quite competitive, man. They're not better than Geelong, bro. Geelong has the capacity to lose to a worse team, though, but they've been handling business lately. They whooped Port's ass last week. They whooped North ass by 101 the week before that. So Geelong seems like they're on a mission at the moment. They're handling business against a worse team, so I think it's an easy tip for me. Jezza is in great form. Only has to get 25 goals in order to crack 100. Which will be a very large feat for him to be able to do that. Don't know if it's quite, if it's going to happen, but with Geelong's run home, they have some sorry teams out there that just can really run it up. So he's been in great form as well. So yeah, I'm definitely expecting to have another bag or so, maybe 5-6 goals again against Essendon. I don't think Essendon has what it takes to really handle them. Injuries, but also just the lack of experience, and they're not as quality a side as Geelong. So easy tip for Geelong in my opinion. Next game we have the Saints versus Richmond, and I will be tipping the Saints here. Saints have start with Richmond. Richmond got their ass whooped, only finishing 23 points against Gold Coast. And they beat Gold Coast earlier in the year, but this week was way different. This past week, got their ass whooped. Man, they've really just been getting smoked the last couple weeks, man. So I'm not really tipping Richmond in this situation. I think the Saints have looked pretty good the last couple weeks. They had the miracle comeback against Melbourne 2 weeks ago, and then last week they handled business against North. So, yeah, Saints. I've been saying it all year. I think the Saints are better than what the record reflects. And Messiah Wanganeen Miller is just a top 10, if not a top 5 to 7 player in the competition, bro. I really like what he brings. He's dangerous in any position that he is on the ground, and yeah, he'd be the best player on the field during that game. So let's go ahead and tip the Saints, man. I don't think Richmond will quite have enough, man. Next game we have Brisbane versus Sydney. I think Brisbane's just been playing excellent footy for most of the year, to be honest. They still have. They're still trying to stay in the top 4. It's possible that they drop out, but they're only 2 points ahead of the 5th spot. So they're still motivated, still on a mission to be able to win that. I think that they're definitely the better team than Sydney is at the moment. Sydney doesn't really have much to play for. Sydney barely beat Essendon last week and got smoked by obviously the 79-point turnaround that GWS had. They were looking good up until then, but I think Sydney has a very low shot to be able to win this game. But given that it's Brisbane, I think that they'll handle business here. It's going to take like an Isaac Heaney, Chad Warner, like one of those 30 disposal, 5 goals games from Isaac Heaney for them to even have a chance, in my opinion. He's fully capable of doing that, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to do that against Brisbane, especially with added motivation and they don't have much to play for, that being Sydney. So let's go with Brisbane there. Logan Morris has been having an excellent season as well. The forward line has been great, man. They've been holding it down, bro. Midfield obviously is what it is, and they've been handling the defense well without Jack Payne going down. So I think they're doing pretty good, man. I think Lachie Neal is actually out for the rest of the home and away season, so that is a big deal. But I still think without a quality player like him, they're still able to win this game against Sydney. I think they should get the chocolates here in this game, if you don't mind. Next game we have Carlton versus Carlton versus Gold Coast. I'm tipping Gold Coast pretty easily, in my opinion. I think Carlton put up a decent fight against Freo. We're actually manhandling Freo in the beginning of the game. It was quite a surprise, probably the highest pressure that they've put forward, at least in the beginning of the game for the year. And at the end of the day, they just gassed out. First half, Carlton, as always, well, not even as always, but as expected, when they are going in the first half, you don't expect them to really keep that going in the second half, and they didn't. Gold Coast obviously just whooped the shit out of Richmond, and I think they're definitely having that tunnel vision right now and seeing finals in their future, bro. So they're pretty excited, man. They're motivated. They have great players as well, like Matty Rowell, Noah Anderson. They just seem to be playing very consistently, playing great footy as well. So add Alex Davies into the mix. So it's like they have decent depth. I really like. I think they're a dangerous attacking team. They're a tough team as well, and I think Carlton just will have to play a full game to be able to be competitive in this situation. Without Charlie Curnow, I still don't think it's going to happen as well. They have injuries as well that will hinder them from being able to be competitive in this game. Harry O'Farrell has first AFL goal, our key defender from Carlton, and he ended up rupturing the ACL. So that's just going to put more pressure on the defense as well. So I think there's just a lot going against Carlton in this moment. And on their best day, I still wouldn't tip them against Gold Coast. So that's what that is, man. Going Gold Coast, pretty safe tip there. And then we have Port Adelaide versus Freo. We're going Freo easily. Freo showed up and had a mature win. Looked out of it for quite a while for the first half of the game. Ended up being tough fighting back. Port just can't seem to get up for any game, man. At this point, they're just definitely cooked. Getting smoked multiple weeks, and yeah, I don't see anything positive for them boys. So yeah, Enough said there. We're not tipping fucking Port at all. Shame. Actually, a very, very shameful seeing how competitive they haven't been. Next, we have GWS versus North. I'm going GWS. A lot of it just comes down to motivation. GWS has shit to play for. They're one of the teams on the fringe of making 8. They're actually in the 8th spot right now at the moment. So, you know, if you want to win, you got to handle it. If you got an easier run home, especially like compared to the Hawks, you got to win these games against North and teams that are just expected to be wins. GWS should win this. I don't think North will win this game. That's that, to be honest. I think they're just a better team. Melbourne versus the Dogs. This one should be interesting as well. This is a must-win for the Dogs. They're sitting on the outside of the 8 at the 9 spot, going against Melbourne. Melbourne is probably the easiest team that they're going against, if I remember correctly, as far as the 3 games left. So this one is a must-win. They have had competitive games with Melbourne. Melbourne has no shot in making 8, but you know, they just fired their coach, Simon Goodwin, and now they're maybe having a little chip on their shoulder and may have something to prove, the playing group going forward. So, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to tip the Dogs in this situation. I think they're still just so dangerous attacking. I don't know if Melbourne's defense is going to be quite good enough. I think Melbourne can't have their usual inaccuracies in front of goal, or they'll have to be efficient inside 50 in order to beat the Dogs, as long as the Dogs are going offensively. Dogs have played well defensively in the past, but you know, that's not their calling card. But it's tough to beat them even if they end up scoring very well, bro. So if they start scoring efficiently, they whooped GWS ass last week. I didn't quite expect that. Very good win for them, as far as them obviously trying to keep it, make a spot in the 8. Statement win, I think. So I think if they can handle GWS in that manner, I think they should be able to handle our guys, the D's, if you don't mind. Mexico obviously gonna make it tough for them, but I think Tim English has been playing very well. And yeah, I think the Dogs just should be able to get this done. They have to get it done if they expect to be a team playing finals. And as we know, they usually handle business against teams that are outside the 8. So with all that being said, I think I'm gonna tip the Dogs in that situation. I'll be more confident in that one. And the last game of the round, we have number 1 Adelaide versus number 18 West Coast. Do I need to even speak about this one? Adelaide should handle this pretty easily, man. Forward line probably be way too much for West Coast. West Coast midfield as well. Everything should just really overwhelm West Coast. I think there's probably gonna be an ass whooping, and that's really just what it is, bro. I don't think there's just too far differences between effort, quality, skill, composure, experience. Is just everything I think goes in that, and it's skewed towards Adelaide, and I don't think there's any reason why Adelaide should be able to lose this game. If they do, I'll eat my words, but I'll probably bet my house on this game. So that's what I got, man. Round 22, man. Keen to watch some of these games, man. See how the layout ends up unfolding, man. But like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Shit, check us out during the lives, man. First game of the round should be very interesting, man. Looking forward to seeing that in a couple hours. And hope to see y'all there, man. Yes, Lord.